Two glasses sit on the kitchen counter. One holds a shot of cloudy apple cider vinegar, sharp enough to make your eyes water. The other holds warm water with a wedge of lemon floating on top, gentle, golden, almost spa-like. Millions of people knock back one or the other every single morning, both chasing the same prize, a flatter stomach in 30 days, less of that stubborn belly fat wrapped around the organs deep inside your abdomen. Here is the uncomfortable part. Only one of those glasses actually does something measurable to that fat. The other is mostly flavored water in a fat loss costume. Most articles lump them together as interchangeable morning rituals, twin detox heroes, sister hacks for melting belly fat. That framing is wrong. One has peer-reviewed human trials with CT scans showing visceral fat shrinking. The other has a reputation built almost entirely on hydration, calorie swaps, and internet folklore that nobody bothered to test. So today we are not doing vibes. We are not doing testimonials. We are looking strictly at the physiology. Insulin response, fat oxidation inside your cells, appetite, and the actual clinical data on visceral fat measured in real human bodies. I'm going to walk you through a head-to-head 4-round showdown between apple cider vinegar and lemon water, scoring each round on the biology, not the marketing. By the end, you will know exactly which drink, if either, earns a spot in your 30-day plan, why the winner wins by less than you think, and the surprise twist at the end where you realize the entire matchup was rigged from the start. The bell is about to ring. Round 1. We are starting with the most foundational fat storage lever in your body, the hormone that quietly decides whether the breakfast you just ate gets burned for energy or packed onto your waistline. Insulin, round 1. Insulin. This is the master switch for fat storage in your entire body. Every time you eat carbs, your blood sugar rises and your pancreas dumps insulin into your bloodstream to clean it up. Insulin is a delivery driver with one job: take the sugar out of your blood and shove it into storage. Some of it goes to muscle. A lot of it gets converted and packed around your organs as fat. The bigger the spike, the louder the storage signal. So anything that flattens that spike quietly turns down the fat storage volume. Here is where apple cider vinegar does something real. The acetic acid in ACV, the sour stuff that makes your face scrunch, slows down how fast your stomach empties food into your small intestine. Food trickles instead of floods. Sugar enters your blood slowly. Your post-meal glucose spike drops by 20% when you take 1 to 2 tablespoons before a carb-heavy meal. That is not a small nudge. That is a spike reduction that puts ACV in the same neighborhood as early-stage effects seen with low-dose metformin in non-diabetics from a shot of salad dressing. Now, lemon water. In controlled studies, warm water with lemon produces no measurable change in your blood sugar response. No change in insulin. The citric acid gets burned up too fast in amounts too small to influence how your pancreas behaves. Round 1, ACV lands a clean hit. Lemon water doesn't throw a punch. Round 2, fat oxidation. This is the round where we ask a bigger question. Not just can we stop storing fat, but can we get the cells to burn the fat they already have? Inside every cell, there's a tiny fuel gauge called AMPK. Think of AMPK as a thermostat for energy. When your cells sense low fuel, AMPK flips on and the cell switches from storage mode into burn mode. It starts pulling fat out of storage and feeding it into the furnace. This is the same switch exercise flips, the same switch fasting flips. Acetic acid, once absorbed from ACV, nudges that same AMPK switch in your liver and your muscle tissue. It tells the cell, start burning fat. At the same time, it quietly turns down the genes that build new fat from scratch, so you manufacture less while you burn more. Lemon water. Nothing on this pathway. The polyphenols in lemon are weak antioxidants at the doses you are drinking. Citric acid actually feeds the fire the wrong way. It gets burned as fuel itself without ever flipping the AMPK switch. Round 2. A CV scores again. Lemon water is still watching from the corner. Round 3. Appetite. This is the round where drinks actually earn most of their real world fat loss results because the honest truth is most morning drinks work by making you eat less later. A CV's slowed stomach emptying does more than flatten your glucose curve. It keeps food sitting in your stomach longer, which means the stretch receptors in your gut keep telling your brain, we are still full. One trial showed people who took ACV before a meal ate 200 to 275 fewer calories over the rest of the day. Not because they tried, because their appetite quietly dialed down on its own. Lemon water finally lands a punch here, but a soft one. A warm glass of anything in your stomach first thing in the morning takes up volume. Volume creates mild fullness. You eat a little less at breakfast, but here is the catch. When researchers compare lemon water against plain water, the lemon adds almost nothing. The appetite effect is hydration wearing a yellow costume. And there is one more thing both drinks do that actually matters. If you replace a morning orange juice or soda with either glass, you just cut 100 to 300 calories out of your day for free. That alone drives some of the 30-day results people brag about online. It was never the lemon. It was the sugar you stopped drinking. Round 3. A CV wins on chemistry. Lemon water wins on displacement. Now, stakes rise because mechanisms are theory. Round 4 is reality. Round 4. The only round that actually decides this fight, visceral fat measured by CT scan inside real human bodies. In 2009, Japanese researchers ran the trial that everyone keeps quoting. 12 weeks, 15 to 30 milliliters of ACV daily, roughly 1 to 2 tablespoons. They scanned visceral fat before and after. The deep fat wrapped around the liver, pancreas, and intestines dropped by 5 to 7%. Body weight came down 1 to 2 kilograms. Waist circumference shrank by about 1.4 centimeters. Small but real. Measured by machine, not by mirror. Now, the part nobody posts. 4 weeks after people stopped drinking it, the effect disappeared. A CV is a faucet, not a lock. Turn it off and the fat creeps back. For your 30-day timeline, the honest number is about 1.5 to 2% visceral fat reduction. Measurable on a scan, not visible in a mirror, not a flat stomach, a slightly less insulated liver. Lemon water in the same arena? Search the peer-reviewed literature for clinical trials measuring visceral or abdominal fat loss from lemon water as the intervention. You will find effectively nothing. Not a contradiction, an absence. Round 4, a CV wins the fight. But step back, look at the scoreboard. A CV won 3 rounds of chemistry and 1 round of clinical data, and its best real-world result is a modest, reversible 5 to 7% nudge over 3 months. Lemon water threw one hydration punch and mostly stood still, which raises the uncomfortable question, if this is what winning looks like, was this even the right fight? So here is where you actually landed. You walked in thinking these 2 glasses were twins. You are walking out knowing one is a small but real metabolic lever, and the other is mostly a hydration habit wearing a fat loss costume. Even the winner only buys you a modest reversible nudge. So if you are going to use ACV, use it with intent. 1 to 2 tablespoons diluted in a full glass of water, taken right before your largest carb-heavy meal of the day, never straight, undiluted vinegar strips the enamel off your teeth and burns the lining of your esophagus on the way down. If you love lemon water, keep drinking it. Just keep drinking it for what it actually does. Hydration, a clean swap for the orange juice or soda you used to pour. Drop a comment and tell me which round surprised you the most. The insulin gap, the AMPK switch, or the near zero clinical data behind lemon water. And if you want to see ACV go up against something that roughly triples its visceral fat reduction in the same 30 days, I am putting Apple Cider Vinegar versus fasted walking head-to-head next, and picking the wrong one means burning a month on the weaker tool. Subscribe so the next fight finds you. Most viral morning drinks are not lies. They are just badly oversold. knowing which mechanism actually moves the needle, and by how much is the difference between a ritual that flatters you and a ritual that changes you. So look back at those two glasses on the counter. One is a quiet, measurable lever on your metabolism. The other is flavored water in a costume. Now you know which is which. And that is the only morning ritual that ever actually changes anything.